So today I'll be taking you through on how to do your pedicure. You can do this at home, you can do it, you can go to a salon, but for those that would like to know how to do it at work, this is a liquid gel. It's a mint and tea tree leaf, like it's a shower gel you can add so to give you that soapy form that you can walk through it. So the other thing you're seeing there is your sea salts you could add to help soften the foot. Then you leave to soak for like 10 to 15 minutes. So my client's leg got soaked. So after 15 minutes, I had to go in with the leg. I had to walk it through. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, no, I love you. Where have you been? And where have I been all this while? Where haven't I seen you? Thank you for sticking around with me, my returning subscribers. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. So just bear with me on this journey. So now I go in with my hand file. The hand file helps to remove all the dead skin. This client's foot was so hard, like she really complained about it, that she wanted everything to get off. So I had to go in with my hand file and all to get everything out. So I started with the heels. It was really rough. I had to go in. So one thing about pedicure is, first you can ask your customer. If the person is a new customer, you can ask them what they usually get, what they would like to achieve, and how they want their pedicure to go. So I asked this particular customer about what she wanted. Okay, she was like, she has a very strong foot and breakage and all that. That she wanted like a maximum effort to get everything out of her foot. So I asked her if I can use the hand file, because some clients don't like the hand file because it hurts them at the end, it gets them sore. So I asked her, she said yes, she would love that. And so I had to go in with the file, getting through all the corners, all the edges. She has all the dead skin, getting it off. You can see the things that are coming off from her leg. It was huge. Usually some of my customers don't have such strong feet. It's not that thick. So all I have to do is just go in with my stone and I scrub and that will be it. But this one, I did a very good, a thick job. So in this section here, you can be paying 10,000 naira for this section. You can charge up to 10,000, 7,000, 8,000, depending on your location. And for her set, due to she had some extra things done, I had to charge 15,000 naira for the fit. So I had to go in to get all the dead cells. That's my cuticle remover. She had some breakage that the fat couldn't get into, so I had to use the cuticle remover to get into all of it. And yeah, she was enjoying it. One thing about my massages is that my thumb, where you put your feet, it has this vibrator and all that, so it gets you relaxed. So here I'm going in with my stone. So I'm trying to smoothen it, getting it even. I had to do a lot of work. It was not easy, so I get into all the edges. You have to be conscious of the kind of leg your customer, because sometimes if you don't get through it and you don't do it well, when you rinse off, you have white lines, it's dead cells though, dead skin rather. You have those white lines. You see some parts are clear to the skin, some parts are having white lines. So you have to keep running it through, checking if there are white lines. If you look through, you see if there is any white part. Because what separates the clean part from the dead skin is after soaking for a while, if you get it out, it comes out white, like the dead skin comes out in a white form. So if you don't scrub well, or if you want to know if you've done it properly, you just have to look through all the corners, look through. If you're seeing any white parts, you can, if you can, if your file or your buffer can't get into it, you can go in with your cuticle remover to get it in. So I'm done with that foot. I just have to add my scrub. So let me just give you a secret. If you can't get a scrub in a store, you can actually buy some honey and mix it with sugar. It works perfectly fine. It helps exfoliate the skin, remove dead scales. What am I saying? Don't mind me. Dead cells. It helps get them out of the foot. So now I'm moving to the other foot. I just have to walk it through the foam. And another thing with the shower gel is it helps you get that soft look. You don't have to struggle so much when you're scrubbing the feet with the file. You just go into it. The seesaw does its job, but I think you really need a soap to get it, since it's not a jelly pedicure. Even my jelly pedicure, I usually add the main soap that I use. So now I'm getting through it, walking around, getting through it. Her foot was so strong. It was strong. You're seeing all the dead skins coming off. You're seeing them all. That's why I got the camera closer so you can see. That's what the file actually does for those that have strong feet, that usually have breakage. You use the file. It's sharp. It does more magic than the stone. So, but for those that have soft foot that are easily injured, you can use the stone after that. And I also have this other hand file and buffer. It's plastic. So when I'm done with the hand file, I try to smoothen it out and get into all of them. You see, I'm trying to get to the corners. She was having some white lines at that edge, so I was trying to get into it. We just have to walk through it. You just have to walk through it with patience, get through all the corners, make sure you get everything. And most times, while my other hand, I don't usually use gloves on it, so I can actually feel if it's rough or getting small. I have to check it, feel it out. And that particular hand doesn't really have much contact. So my other hand with the glove, I used to, hold her feet. Now I just have to cover it up. I'm going in with my hand like the stone. It also does its magic. If you look at the leg, is smoothing off, getting in everything that I need to get. This particular feet gave me headache. It had so many breakages and all that. I had to go in. I had to take my time on the feet. I have to make sure everything is smooth, because sometimes when you're done with the pedicure, you get on your bed. If it's not properly smoothened, it will be grabbing onto things like catching up stuffs. You'll be feeling it. You'll be feeling the rough edges, and at the end of the day, you feel like you didn't do a great job. So now I just had to go in with my cuticle remover to get all the white stuffs on her nails. They all didn't get off. Like her cuticle gets all the things off. I felt the leg, it wasn't smooth, so I have to go in with my hand file, the plastic hand file and buffer. The other edge is a file and the other edge is a buffer. I had to use it to smoothen the leg. And if you noticed in the other leg, I didn't really use this hand file so much because the leg didn't give me so much concern. But for this particular leg, it just had so much rough edges that I had to get into it and get them all off. So you can see I'm feeling it. If you go through it, you go into it, you feel it. Make sure you're being careful so you don't have to bleed your client and all that. Just keep getting into it. Just keep getting into it. Bit by bit, you're going to get there. Why this part is really important is because you can meet people with strong foot. Down here in Africa, you have so many of it. But if I have some, I usually have some Asian customers that when they come, the fits are usually very soft, very very soft. Like I don't have to go in with my hand file. All I need to do is to go in with my stone and buffer. Now I have to prep this leg. I'm prepping the leg. So this is what it looks like. I'll use it to scrub her leg, get into all the areas, to exfoliate her skin, get off all the dead skins and all. So I just have to let it set for a while. Now I have to just clean up my file. I'm going to show you. Look at how it is. It's very sharp. Use it to scrape everything that's giving you headache. So this is my other file. It have the file and it have the border, but it's smoother. This is my stone. You just get to work to it. That's my cuticle remover. That's what it look like. I just get into it. So now I try to rinse off my equipment, make sure it's clean, washing it off. Now I'm rinsing off the other leg, rinsing it off. She really loved it. She was asking me to stay longer, spend more time on her feet. One thing for us girls, once in a while, you could just come pamper yourself, take your time, breathe, just take it as a relaxation process where you don't have to think about anything except yourself. Feel comfortable, relax, and just be a baby girl for life for that period you're doing whatever you're doing to yourself. Take time out and relax. Pedicure is not really hard, depending on how you go towards it. Though you need a lot of energy if you've got a client with hard foot, you just have to work towards it and you can achieve anything you want to achieve. I had to change my towel to a new one. Clean up the edge. Go into it. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, no, I love you. Thank you for hanging in here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being the MVP. You're the best. Just hang in there for me. We're getting to the perfect part of it. We're getting into it and we'll definitely get to what we need to be. You see how smooth the feet is. You see how smooth because of the scrub. You see how it looks very nice. You can differentiate this part from her inner thighs. Like, you see how it's looking. You see the power of scrub. Just let it sit there for some minutes. Whenever you put your sugar scrub, make sure it sits there. It really helps. And when you apply, try to move around it, massage the skin. So I now had to get off some of her cuticles. I did that before, but anytime I notice any white stuff around it, I just have to get them all out. Make sure they are all out. So she's going to have this fresh look. So after this process, if she decides to oil her skin, well, she decided she didn't want anything on her skin, I usually oil the skin. I oil it, I massage,